Hello and welcome ladies and gentlemen, K9 Gamer here once again with a new Let's Play, and this time Let's Play Silent Hill 4 The Room, the fourth entry in the Silent Hill series, developed and published by Konami in 2004 for the PlayStation 2, PC and Xbox Original. And I'm playing the Xbox Original version of the game, and without further ado, let's start playing the game and see what the story is, because Silent Hill 4 The Room is its own story. It's not a continuation of Silent Hill 3, it is its own standalone story, and it only takes place, well, not only, but its main connection to the series is the dreaded town of Silent Hill. So, let's start playing. And we'll go with the normal difficulty and see what the story holds. Now, first interesting tidbit is that you can play, or you play in certain areas in a first-person view, and a little bit of a, sorry about that, a little bit of, oh yes. And it's when you're exploring the room. But other than that, you play in the traditional third-person view. And I was about to say a little bit of trivia of the game, that originally The Room was not meant to be Silent Hill game. It was supposed to be its own IP, but because the game started to resemble so much of Silent Hill, Konami decided to make it the fourth entry, and you can actually see that the game was originally meant to be something else, because there are certain game mechanics that are different from the rest of the Silent Hill games, which you're about to see. Anyway, let's keep moving.
dream.
And also another little side note that this was actually the last game made by the original team Silent. This was their last game, and after that it was more Western developers that made the sequels and other spin-offs of the series, which is a bit of a bittersweet, because many people consider Silent Hill 4 The Room the weakest by the original creators, but it is still a very good game, but there's definitely signs that it had a little bit of struggling or troubled development, as you're gonna find out when you reach the halfway point, which I'm gonna then iterate more once I reach.
Hello?
Help me.
What? The cord's cut.
And I have to say the story of the game is very interesting because it has a lot of little Easter eggs and also uses the lore of the previous games in this game's story. Even though it does not, well, it doesn't directly connect with the events of the other games. But there are a little bit of tidbits and hints about previous things that happened in Silent Hill before and even after during the games. And you can look out the window and see, well, people just living their lives. And this is something that is very interesting when you keep playing, because there are slight shifts and hints about what is going to happen and characters you're going to meet, but they are very subtle, and I actually missed most of these when I played this game way back. And I only started to realize when I was a bit older and started to pay more attention, because I was always like wondering that I kind of understand what this, I was like always expecting a jump scare, but then later on I started to understand that this is like a little bit of a subtle way to build the story and horror. There aren't any jump scares, but there can be a slight hints that you can actually miss. This is also a weird part, and because if you press the A button, I think you can bang on the window. I actually don't hear it now because my TV volume is a bit low. I might put it up a little bit more in the next video, because sometimes the microphone picks up the TV sound and it affects the quality of the game sound, making an annoying loopy sound, which is very difficult to edit out. So I usually try to put the volume a little bit lower and hope that my microphone does not pick up the sound coming from the TV and cause like feedback loop. But anyway. And this is why we can't leave the room. For some reason, we are trapped in here.
What's going on here?
Oh man. Hope my luck changes before the party.
Yes, and our only interactions with the outside world are these little, like, interactions, like looking through the, what was that called in English? I can't remember now the word. Well, let's just call it the peephole for now. That's the only word that comes into my mind. And look in the windows. But now first, let's check the fridge. And get our first item. Chocolate milk, yes. Now this is a key item, and bottle of white wine. This was a weapon. Yes, these are that you can use to save, and here are some of my previous saves, but let's use them. Oh, no, don't want to save again. And that's also another little bit of hint about the different changes in the game. And yeah, we can also look at this window, see also a little bit of perspective. Yes, you can bang the window. I can see it. I don't hear it myself, but I can see the window moving. Okay, now the game informs. And yes, and this is actually a thing that I didn't like, because back in the day, in the previous games, you can hold infinite amount of items, but now you have only limited amount of items that you can hold, and that includes healing items, key items, and bullets. And this will, if you don't know what you're doing, will lead into backtracking, which was a bit of annoyance and felt that it artificially lengthened the game. It's not a huge problem, but it's still a bit of annoyance, especially once you get the handgun, because gun ammo, unlike in previous games, they don't stack up, so meaning that each bullet or ammo, whatever you call it, ammo cache or ammo box will take up one slot. So you need to, well, like the hint said, travel lightly. So, and that does lead you to, once again, a little bit sorry. I actually don't hear all the sounds. I hear some of them, but not all of these. I might actually try to turn up a little bit so I can also hear the so-called sound cues. But in the next video. There was nothing in here that I need. Oh yes, I actually don't need the chocolate. I can hold the bottle, but I could actually put the chocolate. I don't need it for a while. Actually, make some room for myself. The sound came from here.
What the hell? Somebody in there? I wonder if I can get out this way.
Yeah, definitely need to put up. I can barely actually hear. I forgot our protagonist's name already. But yeah, I can barely hear him talking. I might, but I'll hold on for now. I at least got the subtitles on. Steel pipe. Yeah, it's a weapon. Oh, already. So I might actually put the wine bottle as well. I'm gonna play a little bit further until we meet one of our first, well, friendly character of the game. Now let's, yes, enter the hole. I do have to say, I really like the style of the game, but then again, I like all the styles in the Silent Hill games. There is something so oppressing and ominous about the washed colors and the film grain effects that the game uses, and of course the fixed camera angles. Which is one of the reasons the game was and still is very popular among horror fans.
What the hell?
First things first, I'm going to try and use the controls. So yes, this is very, so that's how you equip the item. Here you can go into fighting stance, and unlike in previous games, you have a strength meter. When you hold the A button, you can increase the damage you do against enemies. And when you do it maximum, you do this like a heavy attack, which is of course very useful. Now, I'm gonna select, it was inventory, start is pause, and you get the map by pressing the Y, you know. And you can go to the scrapbox if you want to look hints. There's our first person we can interact with, but before we go to see her, left trigger centers the camera.
Who are you? What's your name?
Henry. And you?
This is my dream, and you don't even know my name. It's Cynthia.
Your dream.
That's right. This is just a dream. And a really terrible one, too. I hope I wake up soon.
So you think this is a dream, huh?
Well, if it's not a dream, what is it? Anyway, I want to get out of here, but I can't find the exit. Say, will you help me find it? I'm kind of scared all alone. I'll do a special favor for you later. It's just a dream, so I might as well have some fun.
Yes, and remember when we look at the window, we saw this woman in the subway. And somehow she got dragged into this world as well.
Wait a minute. I think I'm gonna puke. Monster design as terrifying as ever.
Thankfully these things are... Yeah. Oh, always remember, step on to finish enemies off. And yeah, first taste of combat. But now you can also see your health, so you don't have to check on your inventory screen to see your status. Now first let's go in here. And then go to the women's room. Just want to check if there's any items. Nope. Yeah, now Cynthia's gone. Now there's another hole which we can enter. And actually these holes are kind of our quote-unquote save points because they bring us back to home.
What? Another dream. But it seems so real. Or could it be? Was I really inside that woman's dream? Oh, that's just stupid. What am I thinking?
Now, when you return home, as you can see, you will heal in home. So you don't have to use health items to restore your health if you manage to get home. But there's a little bit of a trick even into that. You know? Okay, so now Henry doesn't, almost keep calling him James, but yeah, Henry Sutherland. Now let's look around. Yeah, everything seems relatively normal. But as I was said, there's a little bit of a trick into it once you reach the half point of the game. Let's see if there's anyone else. There's nothing's happening in there. There's no interaction. Okay, now I'm gonna save the game and I'm gonna first go back to the subway, but then I'm gonna cut the video, but I wanna make the save. And now let's make it this location. Ah, this was also here we get our first handgun. Yes, of course I take the pistol. And some writing. And yes, you can also peek through here to Eileen's apartment.
Where did I put that damn broom? Oh, there it is.
Okay, Eileen's gone. Okay, so yes, now we can also interact with that to see some of the key events unfolding as we progress in the game. But now let's do one more thing. Is the phone ringing? Oh yes, it is. I almost didn't hear it.
Where did you go? Hurry! Save me! If you need a token, there's one here.
Yeah, that was Cynthia, so yeah. The mystery deepens. And this is not a promise, look promise, some kind of mannequin. Yeah, Lint Street line coin. Yeah, that doesn't... Let's see if enemies have appeared yet. Nope. But we'll eventually face up an enemy type that I actually do not like, and there's a very good reason for it. But I guess I'm gonna cut the video here now. So, I'm Konami Gamer, and this has been Let's Play Silent Hill 4 The Room. And if you enjoyed these types of Let's Plays, give it a thumbs up, feedback, subscribe, ring the bell notification. And we will continue from this point on as we try to find Cynthia, since we now got some tokens, and eventually we're gonna meet some new enemies and a very annoying enemy type. But that'll be the next video. Until then, as always, I'll see you when I see you. Later.